He's been, I don't want to talk about his training. He's been since he was 5 years old, competed and trained all around the world. But when we partnered up with another organization affiliation, the important thing for us is, does our affiliation, does our leadership, can they fit in with our family? And if you guys have talked to him, you see that you love this man. He's outside of being really, really tough and a bad, he is just, one of the greatest people that I've ever met. And, he's contributed so much to the sport of jiu-jitsu all around the world, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, all the way back to Michigan and back to Texas, affiliations all over. And it's because, people are in the business of people, not product. The jiu-jitsu is amazing, but I trusted him and the organization enough to send my son and my daughter halfway across the United States to live and train with them. And it's been a great experience for them, for the jiu-jitsu, but they both have came back stronger and better athletes and better people, better children. So I want to say thank you very much for everything you've done. If you guys haven't, after this is over, please make sure you introduce yourself. He's an amazing person to talk to, very, very knowledgeable. So I'm going to hand it off.
Yeah, so they trying to keep it brief because it's hot in the gi. And but they told me, they're like, once you say something about Jibril. So well, you're the closest one I see. Mr. Jackson, can I see you real quick? I've been rolling with Jibril since he was this tall. Right, maybe even a little bit shorter, okay? And so Coach Mo, thank you, you can have a seat. So Coach Mo's like, hey, as he got a little bit older, he's like, you need to go harder with him. You need to go harder with him. I was like, the kid is 13 years old. How much harder do you want me to go? And so over that, translate over time, come to find out, he doesn't remember any of those matches until apparently I didn't start training jiu-jitsu until I was a purple belt. That's all I remember. Yeah, it's totally remember. So I guess my matches were memorable. But so now that, seeing what he's become, now he's taller than me, he's bigger than me, he's stronger than me. It's a double-edged sword, because you kind of see that, and it can be, on the one side, your ego can get checked and say, how can this little kid give me such a challenge? But then that's what we do. That's the whole point. I was like, you should be training. Coach Bruno said it today. He's like, it's my job to teach everyone how to kill me, how to beat me. That's my job. And so kind of seeing that, not to mention, not the least of which is jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of good jiu-jitsu people. There's a lot of people who are good at jiu-jitsu that are pretty terrible humans, though. And so Coach Jibril is just seeing him as a coach, as a brother, as a son, just his maturity levels too, some of the decisions and situations he's had to handle, I've been really, really impressed with, and I hold that bar pretty high for young men. So super impressed and super proud of you, dude.
So if you want to get somebody's attention, just compliment their kids or their pets. So I can talk about my son for a long time, and tell you guys how proud I am of him. I started him in jiu-jitsu because I knew this was going to be good for him. He's on his competition run the last 15 years. He's been through streaks where he's dominated the circuit and even beating black belts when he was a blue belt. But for me, enrolling Jibril and getting him started in jiu-jitsu was about being a good son, was about being a good brother, was about somebody running into him and him understanding that his reputation is going to follow him everywhere he goes. Be careful what you say, what you do, who you hang out with. And I got you started in jiu-jitsu to give you the courage to tell people that to stay away from the bad people, the bad examples, and make the right decisions. And I didn't know if you were going to make it to brown belt. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know. And
I knew, Jibril. I knew.
And I just got to say, as a coach, I'm very happy that you connected with Bruno and took your jiu-jitsu to another level. As a father, I'm very happy how that you're dependable and you're smart and you're resilient, and this is what Jiu-Jitsu is all about. Starting you in Jiu-Jitsu was to develop you off the mat. If you never won a match, if I don't care about that. I love competition, but what I love is what competition does for you and helps you grow as a person. So I'm proud of you, and the whole community here is proud of you. And like I told you, you're a big piece of the puzzle, and I can't be more proud of you as a coach and a fighter.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't gonna lie, it's not about me, of course, it's about Jibril. But I have been 12 World Championship final match. I won 8 of them, and I have never been this nervous. And then, like, the reason is because as a parent myself, is a big responsibility when another parent trusts their child to you. And I know I have a lot of parents over here, and I have 2 beautiful children. João Lucas is 8 years old, Maria Clara is 6. They do Jiu-Jitsu as well. My wife, she's a Jiu-Jitsu black belt as well, and Judo black belt, so I have to stay on the line. Otherwise, she throw me on the ground. But I think one of the things to add for everything that Professor Mohammed and David said, and one thing that I really believe that you should do in Jiu-Jitsu is treat everyone as they make a difference, and then they will. Because not everyone believe on themselves. I'm very proud of have always bet on myself. I could talk about my history for a long time, but that's not the point. I'm very proud to have always bet on Jiu-Jitsu. That's another story that can give another book. But the thing is how treating people as they make a difference, and they will make a difference, because that can impact their lives. First time I saw Jibril at my school, because I knew him already. I remember that we did a training session, and I went to have a dinner with him and Mr. Mohammed, and I asked him, "Can your son move to Texas?" And sometimes my wife, she says that I have the gift of see what people cannot see it. Maybe she is right. And then she says that I have the gift of make people believe in what they can't see as well. And that's what I see on him. I don't know what he's gonna choose, right? He's only 20 years old, has so much life ahead of him. But I told him though that anyone can be good, but be elite is a choice. And then if he wants to be elite, I'm 100% here for him. I'm very proud today to be trusted by his father and coach to promote him to brown belt. That's a very special. Congratulations, son. I love him. He's my son too.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot that I have everybody here for me, my whole team. Getting to brown belt is a big achievement of mine. It shows a lot of the hard work I put in, my coaches put in, my team put in. Purple belt was a tough belt. I spent a lot of time making decisions and competing and growing, and I did a lot of growing at purple belt, and I'm very excited to do the same at brown. Just for all of you kids really quick, if you guys watched me as a kid growing up, I was not the most talented in our group. I was not the most aggressive. I wasn't even the biggest kid in our group. But one thing I will say, and I'll say it every time I get promoted, I was the kid who would cry to go to class. And I would just walk outside and I'd be like, I don't want to train, I don't want to go to class. And my dad and my mom, I really want to thank my mom for all the days she dragged me out of the car, the days she said, you got this, the days that she would drive me from school to one sport, to jiu-jitsu, to another sport, and I have the most supportive parents out there, and I just want to thank you guys so much. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for following on my journey, which is still has so much more to go. Brown belt is just the start, and hopefully, yeah.
I'd love to hear from you.
I mean, I don't want to cry right now, but
It's okay, Mom.
you know, I will just say it really is tough to watch your kid go out there and honestly to get beat up, like to see them when they're crying on the side and they lose and they take it so personally and they just don't understand that everything they're doing on the mat in practice, it is enough. It really is enough. They're 100%. The best that they have to give is enough. And, you know, it's one of the things that we try to do at Metro because, you know, sometimes Jibril didn't get that, you know. In his journey, he didn't always get somebody telling him he was good enough and that he could do better. And to watch him up here and to persevere, it is something beautiful to see. And I say it to all the kids, and I'm most proud of him is he doesn't keep that knowledge to himself. He's not somebody who's like selfish with it. He loves the kids in this program. He actually talks about it so much at home that sometimes we're like around the dinner room table and our kids are like, they're all talking about this kid and that child's so cute. Did you see what she did today? Oh my God, she was so funny. And oh my God, this one was so, and they go on and talking about it and they love you guys. And they bring all of it home that we never turn it off because he wants to share with everybody what he knows and what he could do to be better. And I hope that everybody here feels it. And I hope you guys know how much we love you guys and how great you guys are. We wouldn't be here without you. So congratulations.
All right, while I have everybody here, we have a few awards to give out for the kids. So can I have Coach Faddis